Hey guys, before we get going, quick reminder, there is a limited time offer. I opened up 10 more slots to the Discord server for $10 a month, and it's been flying off the shelf. We only have 2 spots remaining, so if you want to get in there now's your chance. First come, first serve, and let's get into the video. Hey guys, how's it going? Solo back with another daily video, and just like the thumbnail and the title says, we're going to talk about Space Virgin Galactic today, and we'll do some updated technical analysis. I'll give you my price prediction for what I think space is going to do right now. But before we do that, I want to update you on my AMD position, and I also want to clarify something that I said in my video yesterday because I think a lot of people were confused by it. So I want to make sure there's no more confusion. So let's just get right into it. We'll talk about the market first. Looking at the heat map here, you can see mixture of green and red on the board, but it was an overall green day. I think the amount of red on the board is kind of a red herring because big tech was up. Amazon, Microsoft, Apple all up 2 to 3%. Google was kind of flat, but take a look at the semiconductor sector. Nvidia up 5% and AMD up over 4%. Qualcomm up another big day on Qualcomm, up over 5%. Even Intel was up 2%. Honey Badger also up almost 2%. So semis had a great day today. And if you remember yesterday, AMD got beat down, was up, I should say down over 6%. So we didn't get right back to yesterday's levels, but we did have a little bit of a rally today. So let's take a look at the AMD graph on Robinhood and take a look at this. I mean, we were already up over 1.5% pre-market, and then we just took off just up and to the right all day long. Like I said, we're up 4.2% during normal market hours, and we're flat to a teeny tiny bit up, 0.09% up after hours. So AMD looking good today. Let's take a look at my technical analysis, but before we do, I want to just clarify something that I said in my video yesterday because I rolled my options out. I had an 80 strike covered call that I rolled out on Friday to 90 strike covered calls that expire on December 24th. And I had said in my video yesterday that I was up 50%. And that's true, but I just want to clarify that I was up 50% just on that option. So when I was talking about closing it out, I was thinking about closing it out for a 50% profit on that option and then waiting for AMD to rally kind of like it did today and then open up that same position again but for more premium. So that way between the two options, I would net an overall higher total premium. So I was kind of trying to time AMD thinking that if it was going to rally after a big red day, then I could collect more premium. Now, I did not do that. In retrospect, I should have closed out my option at the end of the day yesterday because right now, if I look at the 90 strike covered call on AMD, it's trading for $2.09. Yesterday, it was trading for somewhere about, I want to say in the 140s. So I actually, quote unquote, lost money. I am now only up 30% on this option. So in theory, I could have closed it out yesterday, bought it back for about, let's just say $1.50, and then sold it again today for $2.09 or $209. So that means I would have netted an additional $50 per option if I had played out my strategy. But that's what I want it to mean. I'm not up overall on my entire AMD wheel because I still have unrealized losses in the form of share price depreciation, but also because I had to roll my option out. Obviously, I have to let this thing play out to expiration to either break even or squeeze out a little bit of profit. So just wanted to clarify that. Let's take a look at the technical analysis on AMD before we move on to Space Virgin Galactic. And one thing I want to note here, so these are daily candles. So we had a pretty big red day yesterday, right? Down almost 6% or a little over 6%, I should say. Today, we had a rally up over 4.2%. So the nice thing to note, couple things are, we rallied above and we closed above the pink line and the orange line, which are the 50 and the 21-day moving averages respectively. So that's a bullish sign. We also closed above this area of support, or I should say resistance. Now it's going to be support at around $81. So what I'm hoping for is that tomorrow, we had a little bit of sell-off, hoping tomorrow we bounce back up. I do want AMD to rally above $90 because I do want my shares called away. That way, I can collect stock appreciation by $5 a share since I was assigned at $85 a share, and also get to keep a little bit of premium. But the other kind of psychological reason that I want my shares called away is if AMD closes above $90 and my covered calls get exercised and my shares get called away, then that means I lock in gains this year and I will be up 20% on my portfolio this year, which is twice the typical average for the S&P 500. So it's kind of like a little psychological, mental kind of gain that I want to get for this year by being up at least 20% and then being all cash as well. So I've locked in that gain. It's in my bank account. It's not unrealized. It would be realized gains. But the one interesting thing I do want to point out is you see how this green candle is smaller than the previous day's red candle, even accounting for the wicks. It's all within this candle. That's called an inside candle. And this usually means that there's consolidation happening because the trading range for today was not as wide as the trading range for yesterday. So that usually is a sign of consolidation. If you get a few of these inside candles in a row, that could be the sign or might lead to an impending breakout. Could be to the upside, but could also be to the downside. It kind of suggests trend reversal. Obviously, nothing in technical analysis is guaranteed. Nothing is written in stone, but this is kind of an equivocal finding, meaning we don't know what's going to happen. This basically means that the market didn't know what to do today. The market didn't know whether it wanted AMD to go up or to go down, so it just kind of hovered in the middle, basically. So tomorrow, I have no idea what's going to happen based on this inside candle. It's going to be very interesting to see, like I said, if we break up and out, or if we bounce off the moving averages and more to the downside. Even the RSI is pretty much exactly at 50. So it's really a 50-50 shot, in my opinion, right now, of what AMD is going to do tomorrow. If we take a look of the option flow, you can see more put flow orders came in on AMD, and their January 15, 2021 expiration options at the 75 and 80 strikes. So again, a lot of the big money right now is betting against AMD. So we'll have to wait and see what happens tomorrow, but let's get into the title of the video. Let's take a look at Space. So here's the Robinhood graph on Space, very similar to AMD. Even pre-market, it was up over 2% and then just took off to the moon, closed the day up over 7% again. After hours, we're a little bit flat, a little bit red, down 0.4%, but Space is just really choppy, really volatile right now, which is great, depending on how you look at it, if you want to swing trade it or wheel it. I'm actually looking into maybe swing trading or even day trading shares of Virgin Galactic, because if you can capture some of these wild movements, you could make easily $10, $50, $100 a day. You could make taco money every day in the matter of minutes. So I am going to be looking at that maybe later on this week or next week to see if I can free up some capital and buy maybe 100, 200 shares of Virgin Galactic and see if I can swing trade it. Because think about it. Space was from, let's just say, at 9:35 a.m. trading at $20.69. 10 minutes later, it was trading $21.46. So in 10 minutes, it went up about $1, right? If you owned 100 shares of Virgin Galactic, that would only cost you about $2,000. You could have made $1 per share times 100 shares is obviously $100. You could have made $100 just swing trading Virgin Galactic in literally 10 minutes. Obviously, you have to keep an eye on it, so you need a lot of time to kind of basically stare at your computer screen to watch these swings. But I have a trade set up right now where I use the TTM squeeze indicator, the VWAP, and also the RSI. And it's been pretty good to me so far in terms of when to open options trades. So I'm wondering how well it works swing trading it. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel. I am going to try it out in the next coming days to see what happens. But let's get right into it and look at the technical analysis on Space. So here's the trading view graph on Space. Again, looking at daily candles here. You can see ever since about November 2nd, we've had a pretty strong run up here. If I want to draw a trend line, I would draw a trend line looking something like this, right? So really good trend line moving up to the right. So your question for me is going to be, where do I think Space is going to go from now? I think we're going to have a little bit of a pullback tomorrow. We had a big green day today. We blew past above the resistance level at about $20.60. We closed also above this resistance level at about just shy of $22. I think we're going to have a pullback because we're trading pretty high above the 21 and the 50-day moving averages. And also the RSI is getting really close to overbought territory. So that's why I think we're going to have a little bit of a pullback. We'll have to wait and see because we've had kind of this really big run up, I will say, recently where space has just been moving 4, 5, 6, 7% every single day, it seems like. So I think at some point we're going to have to cool down a little bit and kind of come back down to earth. But that's really all I have to add in terms of the technical analysis update on space. I think I may also redraw these Fibonacci levels here to the more recent low on October 30th and keep it at the recent high on October 20th here intraday. And we'll see how those Fibonacci's line up with some of these days of trading. Actually, interestingly enough, you can see this 50% Fibonacci level lined up perfectly with my area of what's now support that I drew a while back. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with this area of support or resistance tomorrow to see if that holds up. If $22 holds up, then we're going to look into the $23, $24 range. If it doesn't, then I think space is going to trade between about mid-20s and 22s until it decides what it wants to do. My prediction for tomorrow is that we will sell off a little bit, getting closer to the kind of low 21s or high 20s. But we'll have to wait and see. So let's take the option flow data on space today. You can see 6 option flow orders came in. All of them were call orders for this coming January for the $22 and $25 strike, mostly for the $25 strike. So it seems like the big money right now is bullish on Virgin Galactic, I would say in the midterm, right? We're about 2 to 3 months away from January 15th. So looks like midterm, the big money is bullish on it. We'll see if that pans out. That's my video for today. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. As always, drop a comment below, join our Discord server, and happy trading.